Hey Fandroid Universe, it's Michael Link coming back at you with another week of Game for Fame. I'm happy every week I get to come in and say that to you guys because it means that we still have sponsors and you guys are still responding to the contest. So that's great news for everybody involved. As I always say, tell your friends and family, get some more traffic to Fandroid.com. I know you readers are very loyal readers. I see a lot of names in all the contests that are there every week. And so spread the news about Fandroid.com. Neverstill Media's series of websites, whether you're an Android fan, iPhone fan, game fan, TV fan, they have websites for everything, so that's awesome. Also, I'd love to thank NVIDIA again. They have been awesome sponsors in getting us all of these prizes for this series contest. I have their social media links below. Be sure to check them out, follow them. Stay in tune with their exciting news that they have coming out all the time with some of the strides they're making with hardware to make your gaming experience and your overall user experience just better and better. So thanks to NVIDIA for all of their sponsorship. Congratulations to Zach. He was our Google Play gift card winner last week for the Chillingo Catapult King Game for Fame contest, so congrats to him. And good luck to everybody this week. We do have another $50 Google Play gift card that we can offer up. And I have a super cool game that we're reviewing today called Hazard Rush by the developer Surreal Street. From what I can tell, he's an indie developer. I haven't found any other apps on the Google Play marketplace from him. But this game is feverishly addicting. I find myself losing large amounts of time trying to beat my own high score and come up with a respectable score for you guys to beat. You're going to see that the gameplay very arcadish. He has said himself that it's kind of like a mix between Snake and Geometry Wars. So I'm not familiar with Geometry Wars, but I can tell you I see some of the Snake reference in there. I just find the game really fun, simplistic, yet, like I said, addicting. You can spend hours and hours of time with it. So let's get started on that review so you guys can see how it plays and know what score to beat, and good luck everybody. Hey everybody, we're going to get started with the review of Hazard Rush by Surreal Street. Like I said in the previous message, it is definitely an addicting game. I think I used the term feverishly addicting because I found myself not being able to put it down. Initially when I started it, I found the controls to be difficult to get used to, and I almost stopped playing it, but then I thought, let's give it a fair shake here, and in doing so, I've come up with some tips that make it a little bit easier to get used to those controls. And once you get used to those controls and you realize that you know what you're doing, you just keep trying and trying and trying to get that better score. So I also want to say that I really appreciate that this is just a simple design, simple to use, simple to load. Everything about it is simplistically beautiful from the standpoint of just pop it open, start playing, not a lot of different levels to complete or anything like that. You're just really going for a high score, which I can appreciate when I'm just trying to spend, a few minutes, which may turn into, an hour or so, but typically just trying to spend a few minutes passing the time. So here on the opening screen with Hazard Rush, you have Rush, and then Endless and Pacifism are locked. Apparently there's some kind of thing going on with Reddit and the developer that he shows you how you can unlock those things for free. That's up to you guys. Ultimately, I would say, hey, support the developer. He did a great job with this, and if you want to do that, you can click on the little cart down there to purchase. You have different things across. The one that is most important is the menu. It allows you to decide whether or not you're going to use tilt control, which I tried, and it works, and I actually would say it works pretty well. The one fallback or downfall of tilt control that I found with pretty much any game is that if I'm trying to make like a hard turn away, I'm actually pushing the screen away from my field of view, and so sometimes tilt control is a little bit more difficult to use. You can also change your pad size. This will be your control pad, kind of like a directional pad, and I can make it smaller or bigger on my screen, however you choose. I actually just leave it at the 1x that it normally is. I did monkey with it and say, okay, would it be better or easier if it was smaller and out of my way, or bigger because I was having trouble? Neither way. So, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to hit menu here. Actually, I've told you before in reviews that I'm not a big fan of sound, but this particular one has a pretty cool soothing soundtrack as you play it. So keep that in mind. It's kind of cool, but I'm going to turn it off for the review so it's not distracting. I'm going to go in here into Rush, and you can see what's happening is that there are these different ships that start out flashing yellow, and when they flash yellow, it means that, kind of like Pac-Man, you know, when the ghosts came out and they were flashing and you could still go through them because they weren't, you know, they couldn't hurt you yet. It's the same concept. Once they go from the flashing yellow to red, they can hurt your little triangular ship there, so you have to be careful. What you're really trying to do is to avoid these ships, and then they see the little white dot over here on the screen. Those are the bombs. You're trying to trigger those bombs, especially a chain of them if you can, while the ships are close to it, which took me a while to kind of figure out and get used to. So if I unpause here and kind of navigate around trying to avoid these ships, and then I'm still avoiding ships, and then I'm going to hit that bomb, or not. So they ate me there. Once you've gotten stopped, you can see that it will start you in similar. Now, when you're close to the middle, it can't start you similarly with all of those ships right there, because that's where you start. So they'll disappear. So you're actually kind of at a disadvantage when that happens, because you'll see up here you only have 2 minutes to play this game, and I'm 1 minute and 33 into it already. Up here at the top left, they're talking about the little dots here. Not the bomb dots, but these little like goldish looking dots that you collect. The more you collect, the more points you get, which are showing down here at the bottom. And you can see my high score after a lot of time playing is over 2 million. Don't worry, that's not the score you have to beat. I'll get to that in a second. What I want to do, you can also hit this X here and get back to the main menu. I'm going to unpause this, and you can do that by just tapping on the screen. And I'm going to just show you a little bit. You notice that my finger, as it's going around the screen, is actually never on the directional pad. I found that to be most helpful. I try not to stay in that circle. Staying in that circle doesn't work, largely because notice the whole square and rectangle shifts with you. So as you're playing here, you'll see that it's actually shifting around with you. Every time I leave the field area, it pauses the game. So usually when I'm playing with 2 hands, I don't have that problem. I apologize that it's probably a little confusing for you guys there. Okay, so I have a lot of orbs. Let's blow a couple up and collect some. You know, I'm chaining here. I'm going to collect some of those dots. Got it up to 33, only 8,000. You can see it's going to take some time to get used to the controls and to understand that really what you're trying to do is avoid the ships until you get a whole lot of them, and then try and trigger one of those bombs or mines right by them, so that they all turn into those goldish dots that you want to collect and get additional points with. I'm not doing very good here in my review as far as skill goes, partially because I'm focusing on talking to you guys, partially because it's really hard to play with one hand, and partially because I'm just not that good at this game. If you go to the high score leaderboard, there are people with over 10 million points. Now you can see there I did a little bit better. I'm up to 115. I have 87,000 points. I blew up some mines with some ships and whatnot. And so you can kind of see here how it can become very addicting as you're trying to get the controls down. It's all about control, this game. So here I come to my high score. I can touch the replay. I can go back to menu. What I want to show you guys are the stats. So you can see I've played this now for a little over an hour. I can tell you it took me up to the 25 minute mark to actually get my high score of 2 million. That's how long my learning curve was. Hopefully yours is a lot shorter. You can see how many hazards you killed, how many bombs you used, how many total multis you hit, and then your total points overall, which mine's at 24 million overall. What I'm looking for is I want you guys to come to this stats screen after you've hit 1 million points. So your best score overall, your high score up here in Rush, should be 1 million or greater. And if it's 1 million or greater, you'll be entered into the Game for Fame contest for the $50 Google Play gift card. So good luck, everybody. Hopefully you don't get as addicted as I do or did to this game, or hopefully you do. It's good fun. So see you next week.